Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to review this behemoth. It's going to be kind of a trick, really, because this is a 1/16 scale tractor, and it's just hard to fit it all in the frame here for my little display. This is a 1/16 scale Challenger MT975B. It has triple wheels on it, and this particular one, of course it's upside down. Let's see if we can turn it around so you can actually read it. It's from the Farm Progress Show in 2006 that took place in Amana, Iowa. So, this will probably be a fairly brief review, but it's one that I've been wanting to do because this is really one of my favorite farm toys. I mean, this is really at the top of the list. So, for those that don't know, Challenger is an AGCO brand. AGCO is best known as the manufacturer and parent company of the Massey Ferguson brand of farm equipment. Massey Ferguson is a full line of farm equipment, including tractors, hay equipment, and combines. And they are third in the big three. AGCO is. They're third in the big three of ag equipment manufacturers, full line ag equipment manufacturers in the United States. Very similar to the big three with cars, how you have GM, Ford, and Chrysler. We have a very similar setting with the ag equipment manufacturers. You have John Deere, C&H, which is Case New Holland, so Case IH and New Holland, both brands. And then you have AGCO, which encompasses several brands as well, including but not limited to Massey Ferguson, Gleaner, which is strictly combines, Fendt, which is primarily tractors in the United States, and Challenger. And Challenger is another full-line brand like Massey Ferguson. Hasn't always been that way. Challenger used to be a brand of Caterpillar, and Caterpillar used to only offer tracked tractors, so fixed-frame tractors that had rubber tracks. I'm never prepared when I discuss the nomenclature, like models, the different series of tractors they made, so you can't hold me to that because I don't remember and I haven't done my research. But they made a series of different rubber track tractors with fixed frames. There was a smaller version and a larger version that they came out with. This was primarily in the 1990s. Cat made a big splash with the Challenger tractor. I believe it was the first rubber tracked tractor on the market, actually. And they came out with that in the early 90s. There's a lot of prototypes in the late 80s. They may have even hit production in the late 80s. I don't fully recall. But fast forward to about 2002, Caterpillar was ready to get out of the ag equipment business. They had a good run at it. They, basically invented the rubber tracked tractor. The Challenger was basically a ground up invention that no one else had really done before. And so they had their big hoorah with that. They also got involved in the Lexion combines. The Lexion brand, they ended up giving all of that to Klaus. Well, not giving it, selling it. And then the Challenger brand was purchased by AGCO. AGCO has always been eager for large acquisitions of very well-known brands, and so AGCO capitalized on it, took the Challenger brand and expanded it from your typical tracked tractor to wheeled tractors, including this behemoth, this large articulating tractor. They also had it to where it now includes utility tractors, small row crop tractors, hay equipment, combines. And a lot of the equipment is essentially the same base machine as a Massey Ferguson, but with some different bits installed on it and painted Caterpillar yellow. And for a while, up until probably about 4 or 5 years ago, Challenger machines just about all of them, if not all of them, had Caterpillar powertrains. So they still continue to use Cat engines, Caterpillar engines, and Cat transmissions were applicable. So yeah, it was a pretty impressive brand. It still is an impressive brand today. It's not related to Caterpillar like it used to be. And you can see, and this is an older model tractor, these tractors. So this toy was made in 2006, about the time this model was unveiled. And the MT900 series still exists today. However, a few years ago, they changed from using Cat power and having the infamous Cat decals on the tractors to where now they use AGCO built engines. AGCO acquired Sisu engines probably 10 years ago or so, and so now they use a lot of their own engines in their machines with very few exceptions. So this was made back during the time that, like I just said, this would have used I believe a C15 Caterpillar engine, if I'm not mistaken. Could have been a C18, but I'm thinking it was probably a C15. So a nice big 6-liter engine. Don't quote me on horsepower. I couldn't tell you. I don't remember. But this toy was made by Scale Model Toys, Joseph L. Ertl Scale Model Toys, which is a very small toy manufacturer in Dyersville, Iowa. And this toy is kind of special in the sense that it was actually manufactured in the United States. This is a 100% USA-built farm toy, and there are very few of those anymore because Ertl and SpecCast both have moved their manufacturing operations overseas. SpecCast to China, Ertl to kind of a variety of locations, but primarily China. Scale Models is unique in the sense that they are still made in Dyersville, Iowa, at their corporate facility in Dyersville. And Scale Models is, in the past, they have not been notorious for having very high detail on their toys. They have been just that, they have been toys, but this one is really an exception. It does have some 90s toy-like features, such as the old school rivets that we used to see on farm toys in the 90s. It also has these very basic tires and wheels that you would have seen on farm toys in the 90s. This is very reminiscent of a 1990s Ertl tractor. So they do have some very old school features like that. However, SpecCast, unlike their previous products, really went above and beyond with certain details on these toys, such as some very nice, to help if I pointed the camera in the right place, some very nice decals, some very nice light inserts. Your grill detail is not amazing, but actually pretty nice for a product that they made. Some very nice suitcase weights on the front. They have a very nice gray painted subframe with some pretty good engine detail. The decals, again, are very nice. You have the Cat Power decal that, to me, just kind of seals the deal. It does have an exhaust pipe. It doesn't show any exhaust detail coming from the engine, but that's okay. You at least have the exhaust pipe mounted on the fender, which this is fairly accurate compared to the real thing. You have... Now, this is how you can tell it is a Scale Models toy. Instead of actual lenses, they just put a sticker across the top here for your work lights. You'll see that on the back as well when I bring it around. But what really is a big deal for Scale Models is the interior detail. This is some pretty impressive interior detail for a small company such as themselves, and they really did a good job here putting in the side console, having a little work seat, having a little dashboard, and having cab glass. So they really did a good job with this. This is really a nicely detailed toy. You can see you have some steps here on the side. The other thing too is this is sandcast, so I might have called it diecast earlier. It's not diecast, it's sandcast. And this thing is heavy. It is completely metal. Everything here is metal, okay? The suitcase weights, fenders, everything is metal. The cab roof is metal. The posts are metal. Everything is metal. About the only thing here that's not metal is your cab interior, your exhaust pipe, and then your wheels. Your wheels are all plastic. So I'm going to try to bring the toy around. And this is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a pretty quick review. I just wanted to capture this so you can see there's some nice little gauge panel detail on the I'm getting tongue-tied on the dashboard there. So there's some nice little detail on the dash. I mean, this is really, for scale models, for such a small company, this is really impressive. You have a light sticker here, so not actual lights or anything. But, you know, this is okay because Ertl actually still does this. So, you know, this isn't really, I mean, this is just as good as an Ertl product. It really is. You have a Challenger sticker back here. Pretty nice. You don't have a lot of detail back here, but that's okay. You don't necessarily need a lot of detail because this is a four-wheel drive tractor. Some nice little light inserts here. That's a really nice touch. I'm going to attempt to bring it around so you can kind of see it from this angle here. And this tractor is heavy. It weighs about 15 pounds. It is heavy. It is an armful to pick up. So you can see kind of the casting there. You can see a little bit here about how this articulating joint works. It articulates very well. No issues there. Stairs on this side. More decals up here. You can see a little bit more of the interior, the cab detail. You can see the dash a little bit better there. You can see there's a little bit of engine detail there, not a whole lot. But overall, this is a very impressive tractor, and with the triple wheels on the back, there's really, I mean, it looks really impressive. The paint quality as well is just excellent. They did an excellent job with the paint quality on these. Just kind of a front view of it. And I mean, really, that's about it. I really wanted to cover this. And, you know, this is a very impressive toy. You can see from this angle here, this is a very impressive toy. There's a lot to look at here. It is really something. It's an awesome toy. It's probably about 1.5 feet long. And it's so impressive. And scale model toys, being such a smaller outfit, they're not affiliated with Ertl. Joseph L. Ertl, I think, is a grandson of the original Fred Ertl Sr. who started the company. This is his own company. He broke away a couple decades ago from Ertl, from the actual Ertl company. And they've been doing toys like this for a while now, but both of them, or usually, they are just that. They are toys. This one is more like a replica, and it is very impressive for a small American toy manufacturer. Little training seat there. It's nothing high detail like a Precision might be, but it is still an impressive model. Yeah, it's dusty. I know it's dusty. But I really just wanted to showcase this. These things are getting really hard to find. These are hard to find. You might see one a year pop up on eBay. Be ready to pay in the realm of $250 to $300. Okay? So it takes a lot of money. What I recommend, I had to pass the first few up that I saw on eBay. And I just kind of saved up the money and I said, okay, if one comes up at this point in time, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to take my money and I'm going to buy it. And that's how I got a hold of one. And it is, boy, it's worth it. If you're a Challenger fan, you're an AGCO fan, you'll absolutely love it. So this one's going to cost a lot of money. But if you plan for it, kind of save up, be ready for one to come up for sale. You never know when someone's going to have one to sell. I've seen several on there. I had to wait for the first couple to get away. I just couldn't justify buying them. But I finally got one, and it is well worth it if you're a Challenger fan. You will absolutely love it. It's a beautiful tractor. It's a huge tractor, and it's fun to have in the house. So Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching.